the migrant workers. Manish Gupta.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
It's very nice, sir, seeing you here in this forum. And it's
Thank
indeed a
you.
great
Thank you.
pleasure for me to connect with all of my former colleagues and the audience today who have joined here for this important meeting, sir. I remember during my former role, I have dealt with some of these issues. And after coming here to Sydney, as we were rightly, William said, and you were also talking about the role of the missions, which has tremendously expanded. In fact, as I see, it's an entirely new paradigm. And just in the interest of time, I would like to confine myself, how I see the challenges for COVID from here and how we try to deal with them as we move forward. This challenge, this crisis, sir, as you have rightly pointed out, is of an entirely different nature. In fact, this is a once in a lifetime crisis. In the living generation, in our generations, probably we all are facing this for the first time. And I really wish this should be the last also. The challenge is of immense proportions and everybody is overstressed. When we talk about the countries of origin and we talk about the countries of destination, in terms of argument, it looks pretty simple. But the real challenge is the migrant workers remains the most vulnerable. Sitting here in Sydney, one category I would really like to add here, because there are a lot of students from the Indian subcontinent here. And in fact, they also come, if you ask me honestly, in the most vulnerable category. And as I see, the biggest challenge is, because we all have the countries of origin have a huge migrant diaspora in the countries of destination. So in a crisis like this, sending them back home in a short moment of time, short span of time, is not very easy. In fact, this entire operation is a scale of immense proportions. And two things from here I have really realized, which as a whole in the ministry also we have done well, is number one, the use of technology, creating centralized portals where you have the databases of the people readily available with us whom we need to transport back to the country. And second thing is gearing the consular wings into an entirely different format, because they have to work on rotational basis. There are, as you pointed out, there are real genuine COVID concerns, because a single case in any mission probably would take it out of the equation for next 48 to 72 hours. And here timing is really of the essence. And second challenge that I've seen is how you effectively communicate with your own people who are suffering. And there, I think the presence of the social media, really that matters the most. We have to be active on Twitter and Facebook on a 24/7 basis. I know some of our Thomas and others are sitting here, but we have to understand the entire thing in a proper perspective. The social media at least gives the mission the feedback, how the things are going and what we need to plan. And in this crisis time, the biggest challenge that we are facing is getting the approvals from the host countries also, where the people are living like. It's not easy. And second thing, one important role which we all have entered into, even the medical screening of our own people. Sending them back is really easier said than done. But getting them medically screened, putting them on the chartered flight or the special flights or the government flights, it takes tremendous amount of resources. So what the government of India has done, the Vande Bharat mission we have talked about, almost we have transported as of now when we speak close to 650,000 Indians back home in a short span of 60 days. So overall, it's a huge achievement. And we all are working towards it. As we move forward, we are adding more and more chartered flights, just ensuring point-to-point connectivity. And lastly, when it comes to students, they are the most in a very challenging field because the classes have shifted online. In countries like Australia, the students a lot depend also on the jobs, part-time jobs, which they are permitted to do here. The job scene has gone bust. So in fact, they are living here on the savings or the remittances that they are getting from their families. So for them, it's a real crisis situation. And even those who are well, they really need emotional support, counseling from time to time, really. And when I say it, I really mean it on a 24/7 basis. Otherwise, we'll see many untoward incidences, because this is the generation, which is not very mentally strong to tackle the challenges, because they are also seeing it for the first time. So they need to be given special attention. And lastly, one category of people whom I really would like to thank, the diaspora organizations. Earlier also, I have always been a firm believer, you are our force multipliers. You are our eyes and ears on the ground. The feedback we get from you really helps us to take the issues with the countries where we are in. And secondly, one thing we should also realize, when foreign missions like us, we are here, we have also identified some new ways working with the governments. Most of the times, I think my other colleagues are also there. We just keep the foreign offices informed. Meanwhile, we work directly with the stakeholders to ensure things go smoothly. If I have to work with the Ministry of Interior, if I have to work with the border forces, if I have to work with the Ministry of Health, I will approach them directly to get the things going on for the people on the ground. So these are some of the things that I personally see we need to do. And moving forward, as Ambassador Sobhan was saying, getting these people back again to these countries, it's also not going to be very, very easy, because you need visa permissions, approvals, and they are not going to come till we find a medicine, a vaccine, or a standard operating procedure where we can allow these people to come back. So I stop here. Thank you for your patience, and I look forward, if we have any clarifications, something I would like to make an intervention later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manish Gupta. I think you raised some interesting points about social media and approvals from the host country, as well as the role of the diaspora organizations. We will, of course, further deliberate on them.